kind of wanted to do my my review of this bike after 1,000 miles. Now I'm almost at 2,000 miles, so I took too long, and now we're almost at 2,000 miles. Because the problem is, every time I get on my bike, we usually ride for a few hours, 2, 3, 4 hours, and I kind of been putting that 1,000-mile review off. So yeah, this will be more like a 2,000-mile review. Now, there's kind of some traffic going on a little bit here, so... There, he's driving with his phone in his hand. Right there. Right there. Let's see if he puts it away. No, whole time. I'm gonna stay away from that guy. How do I feel about my bike after almost 2,000 miles? I really like it a lot. Like, it's fun. It's so much fun going out and riding bikes. Woo, baby. Let's drop the gear. Let's talk about what I like about my bike. What do I like about my bike? It's clean. I don't have wires hanging out all over except for this thing. That's my fault though. It didn't come that way. I put that charger on there so I could charge my phone. Something that I really like about this bike is when I switch gears, I know I switched gears. Like, I can feel it click, and I like that. Like, I've got that feedback knowing confidently that I switched gears. And on her bike, I switched gears. Sometimes I think I switched gears, and I actually just didn't click up. Like, it felt like I did, but it didn't do anything. So, I really like the shifter. It's solid. It feels good. And I think because my wife's used to her, like, feathery shifter, she doesn't really like this one because she thinks it's too hard or just more effort than what she's used to. But I like it. Thumbs up. What else do I like about my bike? For both of our bikes, really, they're in that class of motorcycle where it's not as much for car insurance. So I haven't really done the research, so forgive me if I'm not giving 100% accurate information, but from what I've heard, what I've read, sort of a little bit, is that 600 and 1,000 cc bikes, it costs way more in insurance. Come on, let's go, bud. So, yeah, that leads me to my next point. Pretty good beginner bike. Or maybe not necessarily the beginner bike for somebody brand new into riding, but sort of a great stepping stone, maybe. Sort of in-between bike. It's got a little bit more power than like a 400 or a 500, but I don't feel like it's uncontrollable. Like, if you know what you're doing for the most part, you're coming from like a dirt bike, or you kind of been out of riding for a little while like I have been, I feel like this was like the best bike for me to step into, or something like this. Let's get around this guy. What else do I like about my bike? I talked about how clean it is, right? The dash is pretty simple. There's not too much going on. It's just nice to look at. And in general, the whole bike, you know. I like how it looks. I like the style of it. It looks kind of sporty. It looks like it might be a little faster than it is. But it's good. It's a sporty bike, but it's comfortable. So you can see my shadow there. I'm not like this. I'm not riding through town for 20 minutes or an hour like this, putting all the weight on my arms and my back, kind of sitting nice and straight up, weights on my butt, and yeah, I can just kind of look around and enjoy the ride. Sitting upright's nice. Go for those long rides. Just kind of sit up and enjoy it. I can enjoy the view. Oh, and torque. That's a good one. So for getting around the city or riding on the highway, commuting, so even if I'm going 70, 80 miles an hour, I can still kind of hit the gas, 5th or 6th gear, and it'll pick up. I can pass people. Gears, we can talk about that. So on some bikes, like, I'm going to do a lot of comparisons between my wife's bike and my bike. Her bike, I messed with the mirrors a lot, and I had a hard time getting to where I could just ride and look at the mirror. I would have to move my elbows in to kind of see where I'm going, or not where I'm going, obviously, but I have to move my elbows in order to see behind me. Right here, normal riding spot, I can look on either side and see my blind spots pretty comfortably. So I would say the mirrors are a plus for this. I really like how the front turning signals are sort of integrated into the fairing. They're not sticking out. Now they stick out in the back of the bike, the turning signals do, but the front, they're just like a part of it, so it's nice and smooth. And I think it looks pretty sleek. It just kind of adds to the sleekness of the bike. Another thing I think I'd like to add to the pros is the dealership. I sat on a lot of the different bikes. I didn't test ride them, which maybe I should have, but whenever I sat on this bike, even compared to the ZX6R, you know, I sat on the GSX 8R, I sat on R7, I sat on, you know, a few of those different bikes at that size, right? So I like the 600, 700, whatever size, and this one felt right. Like, just what I was looking for, comfort-wise, it just sitting on it, it felt right. Alright, so that's gonna wrap up the pros of the bike. So cons, negative things that I don't really enjoy about this bike. Whenever I first started riding it, I had heard about how much vibration there is with this bike. And if you're going on a short ride, you might not feel it that much, but some of the longer rides definitely feel it. We took a ride around Lake Okeechobee, went all the way around. It's like 3.5 hours. About halfway through, we stopped at a gas station and both hands felt like they were buzzing. Like, it was vibrating so much. Then my butt too. I feel like I had to stop almost at every town, every other town. Just it wasn't great. But you know, you get used to it like all things in life, and you know, that's why I got these grip puppy things. So far this is like my first ride with them, really, and you know, it made the grip a little wider. Oh, check that dude out. Oh, we got another one over here too. Got all these bikes out today. There's like 4 bikes at one intersection. It's kind of cool. It's a nice time to ride, so a lot of people are out. Alright, so we talked about vibration. The bike's very vibrating. Even with these like grip puppies, I still feel it in my hands. Something else I don't really like is the throttle. So there's like a whole lot of give to it, and I guess that can be adjusted. So it's got a lot of give into it. So I have to adjust that a little bit. It wouldn't really be considered like a good track bike, I don't think. Because you're sitting so upright. Yeah, you can tug, but it's still like not really like the best position for that. So we're going to show you another example of something I really don't like about this bike. Would be the throttle feels very on-off. It doesn't really cruise. So if I let go of this throttle right now, I mentioned in my other video, it just shuts off. So I'm going, slows way the heck down, way too fast. It would kind of just like, I'm gonna get up out of this car. Wish it would just keep going. You know, like slow down whenever I press the brake, pull the brake lever. Yeah, so I kind of wish it would cruise a little bit more whenever I let go. Anything about how it looks that I do not like. That giant plastic thing sticking out the rear end, holding onto the license plate and the turning signals. That's gotta go. Oh man. Like on my wife's bike, it's got like a metal piece. It looks a little bit more solid. This thing looks like it's gonna break off. I've accidentally kicked it, kind of like throwing my leg over the bike, and it feels like it's going to break off. So that's probably going to be one of the next mods, getting that thing switched, because, dude, look at this. This thing sucks. That's got to go. So we'll throw that in as -2. I know, like, stock, by law, they have to sell them like that, but that sucks. Ugly. Don't like it at all. Now, the windscreen, if it was a little bigger, I think I might replace that. So, yeah, you know what? Actually, we're doing a review. Let's take it on the highway for a moment. So I'm in 6th gear, going 70. I'm gonna go around these guys. I guess pretty good. Yeah, on the highway though, I feel like it's pretty solid. Got a little bit of a wobble, but it might just be because of the wind. Yeah, not bad. I don't feel like it's underpowered at all for the highway. So, yeah, I think it's a really good commuter bike. Comfortable. It's got enough power to get you around cars, around obstacles. It's lightweight. Kind of throw it around a little bit. So, yeah. Can't say enough good things. I mean, I went over a couple things I didn't like, but I really do like this bike. As far as the review, yeah, I'm gonna go with like a 7 out of 10 for like an intermediate bike for what it is. If you're looking to ride around town, have some fun, have a little bit of power, I really like it, and I think you will too. But yeah, so 7 out of 10. Hope you'd enjoy this review. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Peace.